Hey, what is good? Whoa. Welcome back to the Fantasy Football Show with your boy, the guy that everyone loves to hate, the Crooked Commish. So check this out, guys. If you guys want to support the Clubhouse, support what we do here, go to Neon Peacock. I'll put the link on the chat there here in a few. So if you guys are interested in buying anything from the Clubhouse to support us and whatnot, spread the word. I got to give a shout out to our boy Lawrence Holmes did at 670 The Score, Chicago radio out there. Was on our show last night. If you guys missed it, I recommend you guys go ahead and check that out. All Bears talk, a little bit of Bulls talk, some Cubs and White Sox talk as well, if you're interested in that. But go ahead and check that out. Any Chicago fans, it's a good listen and very fun. It was a great guest. Was only supposed to be on there for about 30 minutes with us at the studio. Ended up staying the whole 2 hours just because he loved chopping it up, talking Bears football with us. So that was awesome. Shout out to him. Really appreciate him giving us a shout out on his radio station. So that was awesome to hear. So tonight we are talking fantasy football, though. Tonight we're going to have some familiar faces back on the show. Of course, everyone knows the Mouth from the Bay coming back. Help me talk about the fantasy football, talk about these rookies that are coming in, seeing which ones do we think is justified taking in the first round in these redraft leagues. So let us know which ones you plan on taking in the first round here in your redraft leagues. Let us know which ones you think would be a reach if you see somebody that's going in these mock drafts that all of us are doing here earlier than expected, earlier than what you would have done. Let us know. Which guys do you think are going way too early, and which guys are you planning on taking with your first round pick, if it's up to you. So anyways, let's go ahead and get the show kicked off. I also want to give one more special shout out to our boy Bogey from the Gen Wealth Network. I sent him a request seeing if he could put together a song for our new intro video here, since we're going into season 2 of the fantasy show. I thought it needed a facelift, an upgrade and whatnot, especially since I have a consistent co-host with the Mouth from the Bay here. So without further ado, I want to give a shout out to him. Thank you for putting that together. Really do appreciate it. So I love the song. Hopefully you guys love the song as well. And without further ado, let's get it kicked off.
Clubhouse Network. Crash out, this a crash course, no lecture. Lay hack, keep a signal caller under pressure. Check the stats, finna up the score for the record. Chicago Clubhouse Network. Crash out, this a crash course, no lecture. Lay hack, keep a signal caller under pressure. Check the stats, finna up the score for the record. Introducing first, he the Crooked Commish, making sure it's understood that he him. Next up, he the Mouth from the Bay, dynamic duo, hit you with an ounce of that game. They make you bow face and salute the truth. Curve all the blase blind and whoop-de-whoop. On the path to the bag, got that money and the power. They gon' ball every fantasy football hour. Got them sour, these hacks can't hack it. Meanwhile, they on point like a cactus. Want smoke and get smoked like some cat piss. If you can't be good, damn it, be good at it. Ay, Chicago Clubhouse Network. Crash out, this a crash course, no lecture. Lay hack, keep a signal caller under pressure. Check the stats, finna up the score for the record. Chicago Clubhouse Network. Crash out, this a crash course, no lecture. Lay hack, keep a signal caller under pressure. Check the stats, finna up the score for the record.
That song was brought to you by Bogey there from the Gen Wealth Network. He was able to put that together for me, the beat, wrote the whole song together. So I love it. Hopefully you guys loved it as well and liked it. I put together the intro and everything, the video with the song. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that as well. So, but now that that's all the way, like I said, a big thank you to Bogey. Really do appreciate it. Really do love the video, and I'm sorry, love the song, I should say. So very much appreciated. So if you guys are interested in something like that as well, please let me know, and I will get you hooked up with the right people. So special shout out real quick to the people in the chat. I really do appreciate it. Lee, thank you for chiming in. Thank you. I thought it was dope as well. So thank you. We got the Packer fan in the house. Brian, welcome. What's going on? What's good? I hope you are doing well. JD is in the house, and more than one ways. He's in the chat, and he's also in the house possibly. You'll see. Stay tuned. So yes, and it was slapping. I do agree. So let's go Packer. Go pack my shit. All right, that's what you can do. That's what you can do. So thank you, Janet, for loving it, and everyone else. Jen Welch, Bogey, thank you as well. Really do appreciate the video and stuff. So you the man, sir. You the man. So now that that's all the way, let's go ahead and get our co-host in here. You guys know him very well. At least you should, because he's been on here more than once. So the mouth from the Bay. Welcome back.
Let's go, Peacock, my dude. I was like, no, one of my many gifts, this last month of May. I appreciate it. My boy hooked it up, but Peacock got to send that shout out. That fucking Boogaloo Boogie. I'm telling you right now that shit is fucking fire. The first time I heard it, it's go. Got me fucking ready to go rip your ass apart now. I'm saying, like, Crooked Commish, you in a heap of trouble. It's been a long time, so I gotta go here. About to spit fire like a motherfucking dragon. You're on your heels right now, motherfucker. Let's go.
All right. I love the passion. I love the fire. So that's why we love having you come back to the clubhouse every single week, or any chance we can get, actually. So let me go ahead and bring in our other guest of the show. Like I said, familiar faces. You guys have seen them in the clubhouse before, especially with the fantasy show. So our first one here, Cowboy fan here, making his way back from Dallas to the clubhouse here, our boy, Mike Tipton. Oh, my dear.
Yeah.
We caught him in a moment, everyone.
Yes.
Mike.
Just basking in the love, baby. It's what I do best.
Yes. Woo-wee.
There was a glow, when you're doing that. It was kind of weird, odd, It was like, yeah, like there it is again. It's back.
I'm a Niner fan, so I don't be like that. It's that glow of them going like 4-13.
I already told y'all what my plans were. I want this team to go 0-17, so there ain't nothing you can say that's gonna hurt my feelings.
I know. You gotta throw that dirt. You gotta throw that.
You said that before you guys traded for Pickens, so.
No, I mean, I'm riding that emotional roller coaster. It's the worst place to be in the world as a Dallas Cowboys fan. I hate that I love them. Some days I'm like, this team can go 17-0. Other days I'm like, they can go 0-17. I have no idea what to expect from this team. They hurt me more than anything else has ever hurt me in my life. I'm adopted.
Sounds like a lot of football fans could say that about their teams,
Yes, I know. Hey, I mean, you can be on my side and been to a few Super Bowls and haven't won them. We know that the Cowboys haven't been to a conference championship in like 25 years either. So, but so we got both sides.
Hey, don't sell us short. It's 30 years. If you're going to be bad, you're going to be historically bad.
Okay, well, my bad. I mean, you're a guest. I don't want to give you I want to give you fucking the whole bottom out.
So let's go ahead and bring in our fourth guest. You won't be able to see him, but you will be able to hear his voice here. So yeah, he's definitely got the John Cena can't see me, going on right now. But let's go ahead and get him in here. He is another familiar guest to the show. He is from Heart to Start, podcast in the morning with Bogey and the Gen Wealth Network. He is JD. Welcome back to the show.
Hey, good looking for having me back, big bruh. Shout out to Mike. Shout out to Mal. Shout out to the Crooked Commit. Shout out to the whole clubhouse, man. The more the merrier, 100%. So make sure if you in the chat, throw them thumbs up, man, and make sure you share it with your peoples 100%. We finna get to the nitty gritty about some fantasy football talk. Shout out to my dog Bogue, man. That slap was going, bro. 100%.
That's a banger. That's a banger right there.
You outdid yourself on that one, big bro. I know you was working hard on it. You know, we talked about it many times backstage and whatnot, but you really outdid yourself. So shout out to my dog Bogue for that, man. 100%. Pushing the community forward, man.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
No, I couldn't be happier with it. I'm happy everyone else seems to enjoy it as well. So like I said, that was awesome. So guys, let's go ahead and get into it. We had a question, or not necessarily a question, but a statement kind of come in from Bogey saying about your boy Prescott. Prescott, if he stays healthy, 4,500 yards passing and 30 plus passing touchdowns as a floor, not a ceiling, but a floor.
I mean, Mike, he's already had a couple of those years. I mean, you think about when he had Amari Cooper and everybody else, like. And he's been in the league 8 years, so he's already had a couple good years. He's getting paid for a reason.
That was before the injury and when he was a few years younger. It's one thing to do it once. Can you repeat it and do it again?
His arm still works, though, right? His arm still works, right? Like he didn't hurt his arm. That's still out there. I mean, he's gonna be able to throw that ball around like he wants to. Like they're gonna make sure that he's gonna eat. Like you don't pay that guy that much money, and he don't hit like 45 and 30 touchdowns. Like I'm absolutely 100% with him. Like if he's not top 3 in MVP race, then the Dallas Cowboys are going right back to the fucking lottery.
All right, Mike, what do you think?
And that's the thing, right? Like we got to remember, just a couple of years ago, he had that catastrophic compound leg injury, right? Like we just saw the bones sticking out, like that was nasty. For him to be able to come back from that, let's not forget. 2 years ago, last year he was hurt. 2 years ago, he was the runner-up for the MVP. Like we're talking about Dak Prescott like he's not a good quarterback. I've seen all these things where they have him as the 19th ranked quarterback in the NFL, which I think is if you put Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields in fantasy ahead of Dak Prescott, you're drunker than I am, and I've been hitting this all goddamn day, right? So for me, it's like. I get that there's a Cowboys hate out there, right? I totally get it. I embrace it. I'm all about it. I hate them sometimes too. But the fact of the matter is they're the only team in the last decade to have multiple seasons with the top 5 offense. Think about that. 3 times in the last decade, the Dallas Cowboys have had a top 5 defense, and all 3 of those times was because of Dak Prescott. And we're talking about this team as though they're washed up. They had so many injuries last year. Vegas having their over-under at 7.5 to me is embarrassing. Like for the Cowboys, they can get 7 wins easy with the way the schedule is. I know it's a tough schedule. I know it's a third-place schedule, but Minnesota ain't going to be as good as they were. What is Detroit going to be, especially following the mass exodus of talent and coaching? The Dallas Cowboys have the ability here of being a sneaky good team, and it shouldn't surprise anybody because we were talking about them as a Super Bowl contender literally 2 years ago.
Well, with that said, I thought they have the North too, the AFC North. Don't they have the AFC North on top of that? I'm not exactly sure the schedule, but I know they got a pretty brutal schedule.
They do have a brutal schedule, and they do have the unfortunate way they got the AFC West this year, right? And whenever you look at the Dallas Cowboys from Thanksgiving all the way to the end of the year, or I guess there's a 6-week period there, they play 4 teams that won 14 games, and they play them in a row. We're talking about Kansas City, Philadelphia, Minnesota, Detroit, right? Like that's a gauntlet that the Dallas Cowboys are going to have to go through. Then they follow that up with 2 11-win teams, which is Washington and the LA Chargers. I like the Chargers. I like what Jim Harbaugh's doing with them boys. They're a team to be reckoned with this upcoming season.
Nobody had it better than us. I understand.
So the end of the year for the Cowboys is going to be tough. Now, obviously, the last 2 games against Washington and against the New York Giants, toss-up games with those because those are in the division. You never know how that's going to go. But it's a gauntlet for the Dallas Cowboys. But that early schedule, I think, is going to really help them out.
And to double back on that, and to double back on that too, the investment of, like I keep saying, of Tyler, and the junior partner and BB, you know, they're trying to reinvest into that offensive line, even though they got minimal investment in the running back room. I think that, you know, I mean, you don't need a high investment for, especially if you got a line that's pushing the pile forward and making holes for these running backs, and when in comes Shoddy, you know, I mean, with the offense that he running, and like you said, going back to the 2023 season where Dak was a top 3 MVP candidate, and he threw for 590 times, 34, almost 35 times per game. Now, even though he was an MVP candidate, and they lose in the first round to Green Bay that year, I think that was that year. You know, we don't want that in the playoffs. Now for fantasy, 590 times during the regular season. Hell yeah, we want that. I want to say that was the year that CD had the 181 targets and 140 receptions, 130 receptions, 100%. And them is great for fantasy, but for my Cowboy lovers, you know what I mean, what we need in the playoffs is a balanced game to where we playing ball control and limited the possessions, because they already limited in the postseason already. And with Dak throwing 35 times, and we seen in that Dallas game where he was throwing the ball to Keyshawn Nixon, Jair, I think I forgot who else got a pick in that game. I know my boy Keyshawn Nixon got a pick in that game, and I ain't no Packers fan, but that's not what we want. So, you know, in comes Schottenheimer, even though that McCarthy won 12 games 3 straight years, you know what I mean, it wasn't doing nothing in the postseason. So yeah, I think they definitely can smash the over on that 7. They did 7 last year without Dak playing or missing 9 games, 100%. So you know what I mean, I think the writing's on the wall for Dallas to smash the over on the 7. I think they can sneak in there, you know, as a between a 4 and a 7 seed. And one more thing is that don't nobody repeat as a division winner in a division.
No. I mean, and they got Javonte Williams now, right? It was a Javonte. Yeah, I got that by Javonte Williams. So I mean, they don't got like some scrub in the backfield. They got someone to go out there and run around. So I mean, that's that line can change some things.
For the Dallas Cowboys, like, you have a couple of guys that are in the backfield that, as long as they're serviceable, right? Like, as long as they're halfway decent, like, they don't have to be great guys. Like Rico Dowdle got 1,000 yards last year for the Cowboys. The year before that, when they had one of the best, I think it was the number 1 offense. I gotta think about that. But whenever they had one of the best offenses in the NFL, they didn't run the ball all that much. You got Miles Sanders, you got Javonte Williams. I like Blue out of Texas. Like, that's one of the dudes that, if I know it's a little early for this, but if I'm drafting, I'm making sure I got Blue on my team, right? Like
maybe it's early to talk about draft picks. That's what we do.
And let's not forget the Dallas Cowboys also just traded for George Pickens, right? Like, their offense is going to be explosive. They didn't have a number 2 receiver since Amari Cooper left. Now they've got themselves a certified number 2 that would be a number 1 on a lot of other teams out there.
Yeah, I mean, he left as a number 1 for Pittsburgh, so yeah.
And that's a good segue into what we wanted to talk about, the rookies, when you brought up Blue here. I know he wouldn't necessarily. I think everybody would kind of look at you sideways if you were to kind of go ahead and pick Blue, you know, in the relatively early round in a redraft league. But for what rookies that are coming in, freshmen that are coming into this year, do you think you could justify or see going in the first round in these redraft leagues coming up here? I know a big one, obvious one, Alshon Jeffrey is one that could possibly go. But beyond that, is there any other names, or is Jeffrey probably the only name that you see going in the first round as far as the rookies?
Ted McMillan.
Ted McMillan. Okay.
Ted McMillan, like, he's going to be the number 1 option in Carolina. He's going to get a ton of targets thrown his way. You know, the dude's got good hands. Like, and let's not forget, like, Carolina ended the season kind of on an up note last year, right? Like, they didn't win a lot of games, but they were competitive, and that was the thing that they didn't have in the year before. Is like, you knew Carolina was an easy win. This year, Carolina is not going to be an easy win. And now Bryce Young getting a little better, getting over that rookie season, having a second season that was a little better. Ted McMillan is going to get the ball just fed to him. So that right there would be the number 1 receiver off my
position. Because like their number 1 option is Adam Thielen, who's like 36, 37 right now. Like
Adam Thielen,
like he caught fire at the same time as you're saying, as what's his name caught fire at the same time. Because I had Chuba Hubbard on my offense last year, and he was running oh my God, he was a great, like, just second
Sneaky
half.
good.
Yeah, it was a great pickup. I said on our show, you don't want to touch anybody on Carolina, but you want to pick up this kid. I said that like in the first half of the season last year, and I picked him up, and he definitely had me running around like was strong candidate. I had a strong team, but like I'm with you on that. But Ted, like I like him getting a lion's share of the throws. Bryce Young, like he did come alive after he got benched and he came back and he showed some promise at the end of last year. It was like, okay, this might be something in the future to work with.
Besides Mouth, is there any other rookies that are coming out this year that you could see possibly going in the first round in a maybe 12-man redraft league or
Well,
something?
I mean, Travis Hunter's always going to be a name only because they don't know what. But what sucks is you don't know what you're going to do with them because they don't know how much he's actually going to play on offense. Like the defense needs him because their defense sucked so bad last year. But at the same time, like you got to put something into the quarterback right now. Like he's already got paid. He hasn't had. He's supposed to be the next coming, and he's shown to be like a Tua, to be like a Herbert. Like he's been like a third tier, you know, QB. He was supposed to be right there with Lamar Jackson's, and the Patrick Mahomes and everybody else that's on that. What I would say a Burrow and Sunshine hasn't really fucking shined. You know what I
There's
mean?
been
Like,
a lot of cloudy days over there for Sunshine.
yeah, I mean, and the fact that he got paid, on like when they say on potential, okay, so that's great. But I mean, Brian Thomas Jr. last year was an absolute stud. Yeah, but they did lose Evan Ingram, and so you don't know what the passing game is going to look like. So I mean, to throw someone out there like Travis Hunter out there, it's just one of those things. You don't know how much he's going to be involved in offense. You know what I mean? He's obviously got potential to be a guy who can score 15 touchdowns and have 1,400 yards and anywhere between 90 to 110 catches for the year. But how much is the defense going to pull from him? So that's one of those things where you don't know what the hell they're going to do with them because you got a rookie head coach, you got a rookie front office. I don't think they know what they wanted to do with them. So that's horrible.
The good thing, at least with Hunter, compared to what's going on with Tet, is he's not necessarily going to be looked at as the main number one receiver there. Brian Thomas Jr. in Jacksonville, I think, clearly has that number one receiver role. So if nothing else, Hunter won't have that added pressure or get all the number one focus from the corners, on Hunter, or most likely go towards.
That's what makes it so appealing. Is that, like, if it's against the Broncos, like you're gonna get freaking the number one guy over there. Like if it gets the Jets, like you're gonna get Sauce. You know what I mean? Like you get Brian Thomas is always gonna get that number one guy. So how much are you willing to invest on the offensive side, knowing that you're taking away? Because he's not gonna play 120 snaps in the NFL. I'm sorry, the guy's too small. It's like he can't do that. Like you got to give him a certain amount of package and let him temper his own expectations. And if he can grow in the next year or two and actually do something like that, then that's a different because he's in a situation where he's an outside. So I don't want to say he's going to take plays off, but he won't be in the middle of the actual grind every play. You know what I mean? There'll be times where he'll be like somebody will run him 40 yards, out, and he'll just come back and just check out and then come back in and do something like that. So he won't get wear and tear other than cardio. But that does nothing for fantasy. That does nothing for fantasy. You know what I mean?
You're right. JD, is there anybody that you can see justify in the first round? We have Lee saying maybe Omari and Hampton could maybe be a late first round guy in redraft leagues. What do you think?
Man, it's too many established players to try and sneak into the first round right now in redrafts, especially in a single quarterback league, in a 12 team, even a 10 team. It's too many players that are well established to try and sneak in there. But I do have high hopes for Travis Hunter, especially with the BTJR over there, especially when somebody said about, I think it was Mouth that said the rookie head coach Liam, talking about Liam Coleman, what he did in Tampa, you know what I mean? And they do have a lot of offensive weapons over there. So yeah, I'm definitely excited for Travis Hunter 100%. And the Ted McMillan, you know, there is, you know, for what Bryce did, for him to get sit and to respond the way he did when he got his chance, and to look the way that he did in them last 5 games, you know what I mean, 6 games, Bryce was doing his thing. So Ted definitely has a opportunity to put a lot of fantasy points up on the board. And then like how Bogey was saying, it's just, if you look at just the corners in his division, when you look at what the corners got in Atlanta, you got in Tampa, who's in Tampa, you got damn, I can't even think who's over there. But just the corners that he has on his schedule, it might give him just a little bit rough for him to transition early into the season. But in the back half of the season, he might be able to ball out 100%. You know what I mean? But I love Luther Burden. Going into the draft, Luther Burden was one of the rookies that I loved a whole lot, bro. 100%. When he gets the ball in his hands, he's taking the ball from whether it's at the line of scrimmage, 5 yards away from the line of scrimmage, or running routes down the field 100%. When he get the ball in his hands, he's electric 100%. And then for the running backs, it got to be Trey Henderson. I got a lot of shares of Trey Henderson in rookie drafts this year. You know, shout out to MJD. I seen him on Steve Smith podcast, and if he's a 3-down back and proposes pass pro, can catch the ball out the backfield and can hit the holes when he need to hit the holes when he running the ball, look for Travion Henderson to be a sneaky running back play this year, bro. 100%.
I like that one.
I like that one too, especially with the Patriots there. Nothing's going to help out Drake May more than having a good, solid running game.
Yeah, especially because Stevenson's getting a little older too. I mean, they're going to give Stevenson those runs. You know what I mean? But so he's probably most likely the bigger back. So like we'll see who gets it around the goal line. Like that's the main thing. Because we all know, bro, it don't matter if you got fucking 60 yards with 16 attempts with 100 yards. You need that tutty. That's all.
And you know it's going to be Stevenson, because Stevenson's a big body, man. Like that dude can get in the end zone anytime he needs. So like that's why I feel like I love Travion Henderson. I think that'll be a good one to have, like especially if you got a dynasty league, like you can just get to hold on to him, because eventually Ramondre Stevenson's going to be let go of, right? But I feel like this first year, Ramondre Stevenson's going to be a touchdown vulture, man. He's going to do what Zeke Elliott did to Tony Pollard, and he's just going to eat all them touchdowns.
So one of those games where he has 30 yards but 2 touchdowns and it's all worth it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. It's like you can have that game, bro, and be that bell cow from 20 to 20, but when you get to that goal line, it's like who's going to get the ball, and that's all that matters.
Or maybe I'm just thinking that because I got him in 2 dynasty leagues. I want Ramondre Stevenson to start getting fed, man. Just give that man touchdowns. That's all I care about.
Them is facts.
So
I used to be a proponent, big time, bro, 100%. And they just paid him too. Not last year, the year before last.
Mm-hmm.
On everything.
So the chat here, just to kind of keep them involved here, Bogey's saying, I'm worried about the string of cornerbacks McMillan may have to face as a rookie outing. He may be a
down on the show one day about the corners that he got to go up against, even in his own division, and it was a damn good lineup that he got to face this year as a rookie, 100%. But you got to look at over there. Somebody said something about OG Adam Thielen. They brought in Hunter Renfrow, if that makes any 100%. You know, so we'll see.
You got 2 white wide receivers. You ain't got any wide receivers. I know that much.
Them is facts. And you could say that about cornerbacks as well. You know, so I mean, shout out to Jason Sehorn, legend.
That was one of the first ones that I thought of for the Giants.
Yeah, for real.
Hey, that white boy was bad. I don't give a fuck. That white boy was bad.
I mean, he played on that Super Bowl team when they lost to the Ravens.
It was like, well, they fucked up when they fucked him and put him as a punt returner. And he blew his ACL out, and that was something different. After that fucked up. Whatever.
Bro, when I saw Cooper out there with the Eagles for a second, I was calling him Sehorn. I was like, oh shit, Sehorn's back on the fucking field. You know, and And then it's like, oh wait, that's impossible. He'd be like 50 now. So it's just like it's got to be some other, new white cornerback. It must be Jason Seward's son or something like that. I don't know. So, but let's switch it up a little bit here. We talked about some of the rookies that are coming out here in the draft. Let's talk about, is there any sophomore guys, some of the sophomores coming back, second-year guys that had a good year, maybe like Brian Thomas Jr. or, Jaden Daniels, just to name a few that were good maybe in that Rookie of the Year talk. Do you see any of those players potentially taking a step back, having a sophomore slump, sort of like what C.J. Stroud did? Not that it was completely off the rails and went off the cliff there with C.J., but definitely didn't take that next step up that everyone was expecting him to do from year one to year two. It was a more or less kind of a stagnant or very slight little jump up, if you want to be gracious there. So any sophomore guys that you guys see that could maybe, like I said, not have such a good rookie year?
So I think Bo Nix and Jaden Daniels are going to be fine, right? Like we're talking about dudes that started 5 years in college. Like they've got a lot of starts under their belt. They know how to do this stuff, right? The one that I think we got to keep our eye out on is going to be Drake May. Like he exceeded expectations last year. The Patriots, a lot of people are having them as like the second best team in the AFC East. They could be the third best team in the AFC East, but it all lies on Drake May, right? And let's not kid ourselves. New England went out there. They spent almost $300 million in free agency. They had a good draft. They're doing all the stuff to make sure Drake May stays up on his feet.
Yeah.
But there's also that thought, man. We're talking about a dude that started a season in college football, right? Like he started in the NFL his rookie season. That right there is set up for a quarterback to regress. And I know you don't want to hear this, Commish, but I also think Caleb Williams. I don't think Caleb Williams is near as bad as I think he is. But I think Caleb Williams might have himself a little bit of a regression. There's a lot of stuff that the Bears did to make sure he's better, but I just don't know if those pieces are all going to mesh together in Chicago.
That worries me because, to say you might have a regression and his year only had 20 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. So it's like, to have a regression from that and go to 15?
I say this, right? Like people are talking about Jaden Daniels being like an MVP candidate. He had 5 more touchdowns and 4 more interceptions than Caleb Williams had, right? So it's not like he was exponentially better than Caleb Williams. I think Caleb Williams was a really good quarterback last year. I can just see a little bit of a drop-off. I think it's going to be in the yards. I think there'll be more interceptions, but I think the tutties will be there.
Okay. Now, I could definitely see the interceptions in a way. I don't necessarily mind that as much because I'm hoping that you're taking more chances down the field at that point, and with reward comes risk, it's type of that thing. But at least you're taking the chances and willing to take a shot, out there instead of being a check down artist. That's the thing I'm hoping that he doesn't become. He was, showed a lot of explosiveness in college. I want to see hopefully that translate into the NFL more. Ben Johnson can hopefully get that out of him, that playmaker ability out of him. So I'm hoping he's one of the guys in the second year. I'm hoping he will take a step up and will do better next year. I can see having the head coach and the offensive coordinators stick with you the whole season is going to be big, compared to getting rid of your new offensive coordinator, 5 weeks into the season, and stuff, and then your head coach follows shortly after that. And stuff
I'm so glad that y'all dumped that head coach on the Dallas Cowboys, and now he's our defensive coordinator. How bad you got to be fired on Thanksgiving, a time where everybody's happy? Your goofy ass gets fired, and now you're on the Dallas Cowboys. I hate this team.
Oh man, that's great. Your tears bring us joy, Mike. Your
tears bring us joy. You know what? I give you a hug, but I'm happy the Cowboys I'm not getting that.
You never know. Like being a head coach, being defense coordinator, there was nothing wrong with Eberflus's defenses. When he was the DC, they were very solid. Borderline top 10 defenses.
Bro, he might just be one of those people who just can't be a head coach and just be a really good coordinator. Like, it's okay to not be a head coach. I mean, you tried it. I mean, he's going to get paid. He's obviously got had a contract that was signed. But I mean, it does suck because none of our teams, I don't give a shit who you are, wants to go through a lame duck ass fucking year with a head coach that sucks. I mean, I had Ron fucking Jeremy's fucking cousin for a year. That he came out of a goddamn
Jim
fucking
Tomsula.
yeah, like dude, he literally came out of that goddamn fucking video room and became my fucking head coach for a year. So I mean, I absolutely understand what's like to go through coach to coach to coach to coach to coach. And I went through some good ones. I went through Mike Singletary, Mike Nolan, fucking Scott Erickson. Like we went through some shit with some coaches that we thought were the one. And when you find out it's just another fucking remix of the same bullshit. You know what I mean? Like
coming from college though. Wasn't he coming from college?
Dennis Erickson.
When it wasn't Dennis.
I think he did come from like Oregon State or something like that when he was.
Yeah. NFL ties on my mama.
Yeah, I mean, he was the old Seattle, Seahawks freaking head coach back in the days when they were in the AFC West.
Yep, that's what I was just.
And when the AFC West, I mean,
New Orleans in our division. New Orleans was in the NFC West.
Yeah. I mean, back in the day, so when they started the Rams and the Saints. You know, the alignment was crazy back in the 80s. So, but I mean,
now, is there any sophomore guys that are coming in the second year that had a good year? You know, really made the name for themselves. Do you see any of those guys maybe taking a step back at all? Their second year, having a sophomore slump. You know, Brian Thomas Jr.'s, the Jaden Daniels, any of those, the Bo Nix, any of the guys that kind of blew up out of nowhere. Do you see any of those guys possibly taking a step back? What was that name?
Caleb Williams.
Oh, he didn't blow up last year. He wasn't one of the guys that were talking about.
He wasn't a blow up, but
he underperformed.
What's funny is like I'm gonna say an unpopular thing, but I think Jaden Daniels is gonna take a step back. Not only because it's not that he's going to take a huge step back, but the fact he was doing some historical ass shit when he was doing it. Like he went and chopped. Topped what's his name in fucking Houston after he went and had a historical ass run. Yeah, and CJ had a horrible fucking sophomore season. And you think about it, like, and I hate to bring it up. I mean, I didn't tag you on that with that the cover, but. That Hail Mary changed two organizations like a motherfucker. It really did. Because if you think about it, you guys...
I don't like that shit. For sure, bro. I don't like that shit.
Listen here, bitch. If you fucking chop me up in the middle of my shit, I'm going to fucking punch you and hit you up. It's like, you motherfucker. But honestly, it was. And, like, Washington won so many games at the end. Like, I think they won like 7 games in the last 30 seconds or some shit. Something ridiculous like that. So, I mean, you normally don't do that again. And I'm not going to say he's not going to have a great season or a good season. I just don't see him having a historically fucking ridiculous season again. And I don't give a shit of fucking Debo went over there and they did everything because that defense is still suspect to me. Like, I'm sorry. I don't see, running back freaking like some old players you're going to bring back and do whatever and hopefully have the same kind of spark, whatever. I could be wrong, but I think to kind of expect Jaden Daniels to have that, because everybody's going to, I mean, in our dynasty draft, I think, I don't know if it was you or someone else got him first. Like, right off the bat, like he was literally the first. He was literally the first guy like off the board. So I mean, like the expectations are super fucking high, fucking high. And I mean, and I'm not just saying that he's not warranted that shit. But if anybody's gonna kind of regress a little, I kind of see that one happening.
All right, JD, what do you think?
Damn good points from my fellas right there, man. But mine might even be more unpopular than Mouth's though. I'm gonna go Brock Bowers to Bugatti 100%. You invest, the tops wherever they picked that 6, I think it was for Genty. You get Genty in 6. You bring in Pete Carroll and what's the offensive coordinator name from UCLA? Used to coach the Eagles. Brian Kelly, Chip Kelly. You bring in Chip
Kelly.
Boy, he want to run the ball high, a lot of plays, high volume. I mean, even that does favor the receiving game as well. But also when you still Jacoby Myers over there, you bring in a Jack Besh, you know what I mean? The type of run game that the Pete Carroll wants to play. We've seen it with Marshawn Lynch. Once he got somebody, it's going to run, it's going to be a whole lot of run, you know what I mean? So them 150-something targets, 112 catches, you know what I mean? Who's to say it might only be 120 on top of 80 receptions this year, you know what I mean? And maybe 6 TDs. So, and they winning games, you know what I mean? They in the playoffs. So, just him getting peppered this year like it was last year, no, that ain't happening. So that's who I got.
Well, the one only thing I push back on that is when Chip Kelly was with the Eagles, he threw like 60% of the time. So I'm interested on how the philosophy with Chip Kelly is going to be with obviously Pete Carroll, because I'm with you on that. Pete Carroll wants to run the ball. He wants to smash. They didn't draft this kid for no reason, but it's just Chip Kelly go back to old fucking bad habits and wants Geno to throw the ball, 35 plus times. And if that does happen, that ball's going to go to Jacoby and to Bowers, and mostly Bowers. So he's still going to get that volume. For my Raider family, and believe me, I love to see him down, but from a Raider family, I hope Genty comes out and gets rookie offensive of the year, because I think that's definitely there for him. But it's just curious if Chip Kelly learned anything from Ohio State with those 2 studs he has at running back and let them run. If he learned anything in college and he brings it to NFL and he does something like that, but that's something in the first maybe 2 months I want to see different, because Chip Kelly has always been that guy that's let it fly, let it fly, let it fly.
For real. No, 1,000%.
That's what wears out your defense. You know what I mean? You hear about them Chip Kelly Eagles teams where they was getting worn out.
Yeah,
on my mama, always hurrying line, calling plays from the sideline, shit like that on my mama. But the thing with Brock Bowers is too, though, like he had 153 targets, and my boy Neighbors in New York had a 170, and I want to say Neighbors was top 3 in the league. So Brock Bowers, for him to command 153 targets going into this year with all the other things that they have done in that offense, new head coaching staff, you know what I mean? Genty being top 6, you know what I mean? You bring in Betch, who else can catch the ball that they took in the 3rd round? You bring in, Jacoby Myers, he was a high-end wide receiver 2 last year, wide receiver 19, I want to say, to be exact. Yeah. There's a lot of balls over there, Paul.
That was a sneaky fantasy with Jacoby Myers last year. Not many people know about Jacoby Myers last year, that he was actually that efficient with whoever Commission knows, because he lost a bet to me on that one with the Raiders. But you had Gardner Minshew out there, but he didn't last very long. And then you had freaking Farber. Yeah, you had Farber out there. Super trooper throwing that ball around, and he was, So Jacoby is a sneaky fucking pick. He really is. I do like that one. In a late round draft, like no one's paying attention. You need someone on your bench, especially during those off weeks when everybody's fucking got buys. Like with Geno, he's gonna become even better.
It's hard for me to think that Brock Bowers is going to have a little bit of a setback, because I think of the tight end as your security blanket, right? Especially whenever you got a great tight end like that can catch the ball. That Raiders offensive line is garbage. You can have all the pieces you want, all the Ferraris on the outside, but if you ain't got the right gasoline in that car, it ain't going to run right? And the gasoline is going.
I'm with you on that.
And for me, it's going to be quick checkdowns. Like that, they're not going to be able to throw the ball down the field. And we're not talking about having DK Metcalf like he used to have, right? Like that's not who we used to have. Tyler Lockett, them.
Yeah, but DK got phased out last year. It was JSN days last year. DK wasn't even doing it last year, 100%, and that was all from the slot, short to intermediate, and even that goes to Brock Bowers' his thing, like you said, the quick dump offs and all that. But you know, I mean, so like I said, I think that the Raiders is a highly slept on team too, and I think that they could push into that 7th seed 100%. We see teams come from the bottom of their division to either where they're one of the 2 teams that get in or one of the 3 teams that get into the playoffs 100%. So I'm not knocking the Raiders and saying that they just
no. The AFC West is going to be brutal this year. The AFC West is going to be brutal. I don't care.
I think that the ball
I give it to all those teams. They all got better except for the Chiefs. I think like their line was always suspect, and then they got destroyed in the Super Bowl, and then they went and traded their best linemen to the Bears. So I mean, to be honest, like they might regress back into the fold. So AFC West is going to be fucking interesting. I don't because like the Raiders are literally legit like the worst team in that division, and they give the Chiefs the biggest fucking fits. So like I can definitely see them going above their fucking win total for Las Vegas this year. Because I mean, he's an adult in the room, actual adult in the QB room. You know, Pete Carroll is going to get that defense fucking running. You know what I mean? Like they already were playing hard for what's his name last year, and rightfully so. But he was just over his head. Like he's just not an NFL head coach. You know what I mean? And that's just. I mean, Pierce was great. I loved him, and I campaigned for him to get that interim tag off. And just last year, I mean, it's one of those things where you don't got all your, like you said, you know, horses. Like if you don't got a QB in the NFL, then you're gonna get fired no matter what. I don't give a shit who you are.
And that's the thing with Geno there. If that goes the way that you guys are saying, to where the Chip Kelly route, where he's slinging it a lot more than running it, Geno can end up finding himself being a top 10 fantasy QB, maybe not an NFL QB, but just getting a lot of garbage yards and just a lot of come back from behind type of shit like that.
That's what I'm talking about with that Bowers right there, because he's going to be throwing to him over the middle in that fourth quarter. I mean, how many times have we seen someone be like 10 for 25 with like 2 interceptions, maybe 1 touchdown for like 110 yards for 3 quarters, and then throw fucking for 2 touchdowns for 180, you know, whatever, right. You know, in that fourth quarter, and then make it a game and do whatever. Like all of a sudden you go from those 6 or 7 points to that 25-28 range, like real fucking quick. You know what I mean? It just takes one bomb, that 160-yard bomb, boom. I just got fucking 12 points off that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like all of a sudden,
what's more frustrating, having that situation happen, or having a thing where your guy balls out the first half and like gets you like 18 points from the jump, and you're like, shit, this is gonna be like a 30-point game from this guy, and then all of a sudden it's all said and done, he's like at 20 points, and you're just like,
oh, the first half of that first half is way more mad. That first half when he's like fucking 12 for 18 with 2 touchdowns and 220,
right?
And then he does nothing the rest of the game because you might be up by like 3 touchdowns and his runner at the game. Like those are way more fucking shitty. Because then you lose by like 6 points because your the team won already in the first half. Like I'd rather have like a Matthew Stafford fucking day where he comes back and fucking throws for 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter and throws for like, you know, 160 yards and throws for a couple bombs and gets me a couple bonus points, and I fucking run someone down. Especially because you run someone down. And the second fucking slate of games. I'm sorry, I always pay attention to the beginning because normally most of our players play in the morning. But those fucking 3 or 4 games, especially that night game, man, if my guy fucking runs someone down and I can just watch and not pay attention to nothing the rest of the game, and I can just drink beer and fucking fuck it off, like that's the best feeling ever. Because my guy ran your shit down. It's like that is the best feeling. When I have that game and I think it's gonna fucking happen, and then in fucking second half we just run the ball, I'm like, fuck you. Like, especially if you have that stat. That's even worse because now you got the receiver and your fucking QB just fucking sitting there not doing a goddamn thing.
True. Mike, what do you find more frustrating and stuff when your guy blows up real quick in the beginning and then tapers off and does nothing for the rest of the day, or having to live with the fucking pit in your stomach where you're like, is this guy really just going to get me 6 points all fucking day and I just wasted it?
I think it's like, especially on like a Monday night, right? Like you got one player, he just needs to get you 10 points.
Oh,
Then you like 5 points.
yes.
That MFer right there, that's the worst motherfucker in the history of the world. I will hate him for the rest of. I'll more than like, I don't care who it could be. CeeDee Lamb. I'll be like, you know what? Your ass is riding the bench at least until Sunday morning because it makes me feel better.
You know what? I had a couple of weeks last year with this cocksucker next to me right here, over there, right there. Fucking open his fucking mouth, and like I needed like one catch, or I needed like someone to knock at the catch. Oh, you got this! I'm like, and then last second, like 30 seconds, the motherfuckers are just tossing it down the fuck. Like, and then this one guy he ain't done shit all game. All of a sudden, he turns to Jerry fucking Rice on fucking steroids. Like, you motherfucker. like, oh my God. It happened to me a few times. That, like, you know what? If Anthony was as loved to me as he is, Crooked Commish would be cocking from the fucking great beyond right now. Because this motherfucker be like, oh, you got this. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Shut the fuck up. Go home.
I believe in you. I believe that you're telling.
Hey, you got to be like on
Hell no.
Hey,
you damn well know we don't do that shit. Damn well know you don't do that shit. You don't got nothing.
Go ahead, JD.
No, I was just gonna say you got to be like on the Bronx Tale and tell him he got to watch the game from the bathroom. Remember how the Jinx watch the Jinx game from the bathroom?
Hey,
Put him in the bedroom. Sonny, Eddie Mush is in there. He ain't gonna fit. I don't give a fuck. Put him in.
Oh fuck!
Hey, JD. Hey, you was about to get put outside on the fucking the sliding glass door and just watch it from outside with my fucking dog Chewy. You know what I'm saying?
I'm inside right now.
Like,
time out.
I'm telling you, like this motherfucker's on timeout.
I'm good with it.
I'm telling you,
I let my dog inside before they fucking crooked.
And it's 120 outside.
He's lucky. He's lucky it's not 120 during football here because his ass almost got put outside a few times.
Oh shit!
Need 1 point from Greg Dortch to survive the guillotine a couple years ago on Monday night, and you didn't get it. I'm guessing. Damn, that's rough.
The amount
hey,
of
Tommy
time,
Canazza, TC, thank you for joining us, man.
the amount of time I needed like 4 points from Tyler Lockett, and I just couldn't get it last year, man. I was like, this man's supposed to be your number 2, maybe your number 3. Why are we not throwing him the ball? Or he'd wind up getting like a point, right? Like it would just I hated having Tyler Lockett.
I had a few games like that last year. I'm like, bro, just give me a catch for 8 yards. I said a catch for 8 yards. Come on, just give me that one. Like it would give me the 2 points that I needed. It was like fucking A, dude. Happened so many times like this.
Don't you guys love it when you're down for like 2 points or whatever? You need that one more point, and it's getting towards the end of the game. You see the guy catch it, so you're like, yes, I'm there. And then you see the penalty flag come out. And you race the whole play. I got you over there. I got you over the hump, and you're just like,
I lost some touchdowns last year because of that shit. Like, and then what sucks is like so the touchdown is taken away, and then they bring a different running back in, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you bringing another running back? Like, he just scored. Give him the fucking ball again. And I'm like, and then lose by 5 points. I'm like, motherfucker.
good times, guys. Good times.
I fucking hate fantasy football. It is the most fucking wicked bitch in the because you never get to root for your own team and hate your own team at the same time because your team scores and you're pissed. And you're like, everybody's like, hey, your team scored. Yeah, but it wasn't my guy.
Right.
It's like,
you start getting nitpicky. And we're like,
yeah.
Dude, that's why I refuse to have Dallas Cowboys on my fantasy team. I refuse to have it, man, because I don't want them to win and me feel bad because somebody didn't get enough points.
Oh,
it's
this
a,
one's
it's a
dude.
it is a fickle fucking bitch. That's for damn sure. That there's no way around that shit. Because
I,
like I had my friend who didn't understand it. He was another friend, and I was like cheering for my other team because I had other guy on the other side. I want him to score a touchdown. I want him to go for 10 catches, 200 yards, and 4 touchdowns, and still lose by 24. I mean, that's exactly what I fucking want. And he's like, I don't understand that. It's stupid. I'm like, you understand it. Shut the fuck up. I can't explain it to you right now. I'm in the middle of this shit right now. I can't fucking root, hate, be pissed, be happy, be upset, be sad, be happy again. Give me a fucking shot, bitch. The bartender. At the same
I'm
time,
blind.
I explain to you why I'm this way at the same time. I was like, I don't know why I'm this way. No one does. We're just like, there's like fucking about 5 million people who understand why we're this way right now.
So Tommy, definitely feel that. I like this one here. I was winning a game by 1 point last year. The game was pretty much over. Then Geno Smith throws an interception. I lose by 2 points. Shake my damn head. Bro, that's brutal. That is brutal. This is like turning into like the bad beats story of poker. You know, poker.
I'm telling you, hey, I had against you. I could have went to the Super Bowl, but Drake fucking London decided to fucking. It went to overtime or whatever the fuck it was at the end of that fourth quarter. All of a sudden, he becomes the go-to guy out of nowhere. I'm like, you fucking kidding me?
Dude,
fuck Drake London.
I was on the opposite end of that. I had Drake London on my team. Thank you, Drake London.
We didn't talk about that. Yeah. No, I'm still mad. I don't give a shit. That's last year's shit. I'm still mad.
So I like what Bogey's saying here. We love fantasy football because of the joy and the pain. So
it really is.
Yeah.
So how do you all like name your fantasy football team? Because I don't take anything seriously, right? Like I got Dak Prescott and Jared Goff in this dynasty league, and I was going to trade Jared Goff just because I wanted to get rid. Like I know I can get value there, and the name of my team is now Dak and Goff.
Dak and Goff. I like that. Dacking off. Yeah.
Like, you know what?
Very nice.
Last year, I just shit on everybody. It was like shit in the cage, shit in your face, shit in everybody else. I was just shitting everybody. I just played it on because, like, you know what? It's too hard to change your name every week. And sometimes I get lazy. So fuck it.
And he went 0-14.
If I was 0-14, I just would have canceled my own prescription. And like, I'm out. I'm fucking out. It's like,
Dude, I came close to doing that. I went, it was so a few years back, I had a shitty year, had only one game that I won, that year. New guy comes in, is giving me shit. It's like, how the fuck do you only win one game? One game? You only win one game? That's it? His first year in the league, he only wins one game that season. So I was like, there you go.
I ain't gonna say anything. Come shitty that year because he became the number one waiver wire for like 6 weeks in a row. Instead of getting reset it. That rule got changed. Because I know how this motherfucker in 3 weeks have a whole new fucking roster. I'm like, no, I'm pissed. I was pissed about that. Because he's actually made the playoffs that year. How the fuck did this motherfucker lose like 10 weeks in a row and make the playoffs? I was tired of his shit. I'm glad we had to make some roster moves on that one. Or rule changes.
Well,
this
guys,
guy every week was rebounded to number one pick. I'm like, how in the fuck did that happen?
Oh, that's for the.
I was like, I mean, that's where Crooked Commission really got born. Like, really could fucking be like, this cheating motherfucker. How in how is he the number one? I was like, I put a waiver in. I'm like, why am I still eighth? What the fuck?
Because you're winning too much.
I was like, hell no, I didn't touch a fucking waiver the whole year. I was waiting to fuck you over for that week, and somehow, good old Crooked Commish.
Hey, that's why people hate me or love me, whatever, which one you want to, which way you want to go there. But guys, we are coming up to the ending of our show here, the hour mark here. JD, since you're off camera here, any last shout outs or any kind of last fantasy tidbits you kind of want to throw at us there before we end this?
Shout out to the whole clubhouse, man. The more the merrier, man. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe, man. Make sure you go subscribe to Mike's channel, man. 100%. Shout out to Mal. Shout out to the Cricket Commission. 100%. All my Gym Wealth brothers in the heart to start. My fantasy advice is, man, stay mocking right now. You know what I mean? We trying to run mocks on our channel. You know,
Yes.
stay water, stay doing your homework, and just, you know what I mean?
Knock it up.
You know, 100% get ready. You know, the more prepared you are, you know, the better chance you got at winning your league. But, you know, it just don't only start with the draft. You got to stay locked in for the whole 15
OTAs, everything.
until the playoffs, even if you ain't in the playoffs. So just stay locked in 100%.
TC saying shit out to Tips. I mean, shout out to Tips. Yeah, you're right, TC. Shout out to Mike Tipton there, keeping it saucy. Mike, do you have any last kind words to the good people out there?
Yeah, I mean, once again, thank you all for even allowing me to be on here with your show, everything that you're doing. As far as, like, you know, fantasy stuff goes, just try to have fun, man. Like, don't take this stuff too seriously. It's football. We ain't got nothing to do with what the outcome is. So don't be breaking your TVs, Dallas Cowboys fans. I'm looking at you. Don't be breaking your TVs over all this nonsense stuff like that that's out there. And if I may, every Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. Mountain Time, 10 a.m. Eastern. Check out my show, The Tipping Point with Mike Tipton. And, of course, on Saturdays, I got a new show called Fire and Ice. We do that over at Buffalo Wild Wings. Shout out to Buffalo Wild Wings over here in El Paso for being a part of what it is that we're doing. And, of course, my guy, Tommy.
Absolutely.
Awesome. JD, where can the good people find you at and stuff? Shout out your site.
At the Heart to Start podcast, HEART, the number 2, and then start START, and just type that in anywhere, man. We gonna pop up 100%. Good looking, Crook.
Absolutely, and you can find guys Mike Tipton. He has his YouTube page and also on Roku. Is that right, Mike?
Yeah, so I'm on social media. All my stuff is at Mr. Tipton 33. Just follow all that. You can get it on Twitter, X, whatever the hell it's called now, YouTube, Instagram, all over the place. I'm trying to grow the YouTube, so please go out and subscribe on the YouTube channel. And on Roku with National Streaming Sports, that's who I'm doing the show with here. Over 12,000 subscribers over there, so you know we're doing some big stuff over there. Give them a shout out with that, National Streaming Sports on Roku. Download the app. And be sure to follow them. Give them a little bit of love as well.
Absolutely, guys. Like I said, I recommend checking out his morning show there if you guys haven't already, especially at the halfway point of his show. You guys got to check out at least at the 30-minute mark of The Tipping Point with Mike Tipton. You will not be disappointed. I promise you that and stuff. And don't worry, guys. It's just going to be the tip. That's just the tip of the iceberg right there. So
It's all you ask for. It's all you ask for, right? I just want the tip in. Let's put the tip in.
Ya tú sabes.
I think that was Latin, guys. I don't know. I'm not Latin. So.
Look, I don't think it's time for me to talk like that anymore.
Oh shit. Mouth, do you have any final words for the people here?
No, like I do every week. You know what? I love the love. I love that we get to do this together. I love that we all come together. And, you know, whether it's Gen Wealth or Heart to Heart, you know, Chicago Clubhouse, like we've been networking and getting together and, you know, getting on each other's stuff and doing everything and pushing each other, you know what? And that's what it's all about, man. We're out here having fun and talking shit and doing whatever. Like I said, we were doing this, you know, in the front yard and in our houses, on our couches, in our backyards. And I love the fact we get to do it together, you know what? And I hope we keep doing it. You know, this next season is going to be fucking fire. You know, and the shout out, you know, to Peacock for my shirt, Bogey for the entrance. Like, I'm waiting for fucking football season right now. It's like Christmas in August when it comes, man. Like, let's just go. I'm ready.
Thanks.
Absolutely. Like I said, another shout out to, like I said, Neon Peacock right there is that website, guys. So if you guys are interested in supporting the Clubhouse in any way, it's not just t-shirts that he has there. You can get hats that have the Clubhouse on there. You can get a coffee mug. You can get travel cups. You can get blankets and whatnot. A lot of different options there at the website to where you can design the way you want. If you don't want the design on the front, guess what? You can put it on the back. You know what I mean? So it gives you a bunch of different options. You want sleeveless shirts, you can get that there as well. So however you can think of it, like I said, Neon Peacock, he can make a design for yourself as well, customize it to you as well. So Mike, if you're even interested in something like that, by all means, let me know, and I can definitely get you hooked up with him. Here's another one that he did for the Mouth and I, just so you guys can see. So I ordered that.
I love that one.
Here.
I mean, I gotta talk to Peacock about my drafting skills being a little low. I mean, we'll talk about that one later.
Mouth looked like he got a little bit of a tan. Mouth looked like he got a tan, man. Ever since that picture was taken, Mouth looked like he got a tan.
Yeah. He did. That was when he was at the beginning of the year there, before the sun didn't, came out so much. So it's summertime now. The sun's beating down on us more. So.
Hey, it only takes one summer to finish, bro. I go right to my fucking bicycle roots.
Oh, man, look who figured it out there. The YouTube page.
Interesting.
Thanks for joining us. There's a Noah. She used your son's name or your stepson's name.
Yeah. She's just like, end of the show.
And then Lee, thanks for subbing up to Mike's show there. So that's awesome. I really do appreciate it, guys. So guys, again, thank you, Mike Tipton. Thank you so much for coming back to the Clubhouse, shooting the shit with us, chopping it up with us. It was awesome to have you back. JD from Heart to Start, again, much appreciate you coming back to the Clubhouse as well. Awesome to have you guys up here and just talk football with you, fantasy, and get your guys' perspective and your viewpoints.
Hey, like what you said, it's like 79 days or some shit like that. Let's go. Come on, tick fucking talk. Let's go. Wait for football to come back.
Yep. Each day it gets closer and closer to Christmas, guys. That's all I can say. And I'm not talking about the 25th of December. I'm talking about the actual kickoff of football. September 9th, September 8th there. So
man, fuck that fat boy. Get in my way. If he's not on the line, get the fuck out of the way.
Well, guys, it's what, my father-in-law's birthday? Kickoff. Oh, the kickoff. Okay, for kickoff. All right. Yeah. Well, I'll make sure to say happy birthday to him and happy kickoff. So, guys, thank you for joining us here at the Clubhouse. Please remember to like and subscribe here. We are on our way. We're trying to get to 1,300 subscribers by the end of the year. We are like 10 subscribers away from doing that, and we're at the halfway point of the year. So if you guys haven't already liked and subbed, please go ahead and do that. Please share if you guys haven't already done that as well to help us grow the Clubhouse. Like you guys were saying earlier, the more people in the Clubhouse, the funner and the better it is. So like I said, we really do appreciate all the love and support we already get from you guys, and we can't get enough of it. So that's why we're asking for more of it. So like I said, guys, be good out there, be safe out there. But of course, if you can't be good, damn it, at least be good at it.
You got to decide whether you're a wolf or a sheep.
Wolf.
This has been a Chicago Clubhouse Network production.